to yet another episode of Burgundy Talks. We're sorry, I deeply apologize. We've not been here for 2 weeks or even more. A couple of things have been happening, and we had to get to it. I won't lie, I had to get to them. So I'm sorry. I deeply apologize. I hope that my apology is accepted. So today's episode is going to be the last in the series of abuse and toxicity in relationships, right? So it's going to be the last one in the year. Next year we're going to start with another series, right? So today we're going to be talking about abuse in religious settings. Abuse can happen in any situation, and we've made that clear on this show. So we know this, right? We know this, yeah. So today we're going to be having our last episode, like I said, and we're going to be talking about religious settings. Hold your horses. We're not going to be insulting anyone or any organization. We're just going to be speaking facts. That's what we do on here. You know that, right? Okay. So if you want to hear more about what I'm talking about, you better come with me. Don't stop watching. Stay glued. Welcome back, guys. Okay, so I said that we're going to be having that talk on religion and religious settings and how abuse can occur. Yep. IBK is here, and we're also feeling Christmassy. There's a little Christmas air around us, right? So with everything that's happened in the year, we're trying to be grateful. Yeah. Because that's all we can do. We're still alive. A lot of people are not here with us. So yeah, we're feeling Christmassy. Okay. So back to the topic of today. But before that, say hello to our viewers.
Hello.
Okay. Can you be a little cheerful?
Hello, guys.
All right. So let's just go straight into what we're talking about today, right? Mm-hmm. So, abuse in religious settings. We've talked about abuse in almost every setting. Yeah. So we're closing it out with this one, talking about how abuse can happen in your mosque, in your church, religious settings, basically. What causes abuse in, religious settings? What can ever cause abuse in religious settings? We know abuse happens in religious settings, right? But, for the benefit of doubt, why?
Okay. Abuse in religious settings, like we've known across every other social setting that we have, would happen. Well, for religious setting is number one, fear of the afterlife, fear of what people will say, fear of whatever the consequences they say it is that is happening in that setting. Then you also have the fact that we've put these people on a pedestal. Mm-hmm. To us, they can do no wrong, So, and we've already identified that when somebody has absolute control, the possibility of abuse increases in such a setting. Mm-hmm. So you have that happening in religious settings. So those two things are very, very. I think that you look. Yeah. They are very, very instrumental things you look out for in religious settings. Yeah.
Just to add to it, I would say that abuse occurs because we don't try to know God for ourselves. That's what I would say, right? Because if you try to know your maker for yourself, you would not be putting all your trust on a human being, a mere mortal like you, right? It took a while for me to get to know that, but because I grew up in homes where we had religious leaders, so I know that they are mere mortals. Trust me. Yeah. Just like you and I. Yeah. That's where I decided that what, I'm going to know God for myself and hear from Him, read His Word, because I'm a Christian. We're Christians, right? So I decided that I'm going to read this Word, this Bible, and see for myself what is God saying. What would you say is a way that abuse can occur in religious settings? I mean, we all know them, but for the sake of the show.
All right. First on that list, let's all of us not lie. Sexual abuse is top on that list.
Amen.
Mm-hmm. And it doesn't leave one religion aside.
Hallelujah.
The two that is mostly practiced in Nigeria,
Christianity and Islam.
we've had reports upon reports upon reports. Then there is actually, extortion. And here I know some people are going to fight us, right? But it does happen. People use the fact, and this even happens in counseling. So that's part of the reasons why you have ethics in counseling. So because they have access to information about these people, they extort.
But there are no ethics in. I mean, there are ethics. God gave them rules and laws, right?
Yeah.
Those religious leaders, yes.
Mm-hmm.
But nobody's holding them
accountable
to those. Nobody's holding them accountable to those ethics. So they can just do what they like. They just be freelancing, my dear. Yeah.
So they extort people based on their financial standing. Also, sometimes based on their social standing. So the higher you are, because they have access to you, they can, influence your decision making in that sphere. So there is that, and there's physical abuse that happens in religious settings.
At least I know that it happens in churches. Should I go?
No, it happens in both settings, because you've had reports of them saying that, we want to heal people. I'm a believer of the fact that healing occurs, but you have people saying we want to heal people, sometimes of even mental illness, sometimes it's tuberculosis, and they tie them and beat them.
Why are you beating someone that is sick? Are you sick?
Like exorcism, let's not even go there.
Okay, let me say my own. Abuse, physical abuse happens in churches. Like she said, they beat people that are sick or supposedly mad. Or even let's say they're actually mad. The solution is not to start flogging them. Why are you flogging them? Okay.
And in your own case?
In my case, they said that if you're a witch, I didn't say witch, I say witch, they will flog you. So, on this fateful day, my mama took me to church to see our children pastor. I was still I think I was about maybe 9, 10. So, and then we got to the church and we were sitting in a corner, more like a box. And and the pastor, the guy was sitting in front of us, I and my mommy. So she went, she needs prayers for this her daughter. She's been having nightmares and all of that.
So nightmares.
Yeah, I was having nightmares, to be honest. And the guy says, you know what? How many birds do you have? He didn't speak Yoruba, he said it in English. Because he was a children's church pastor, right? He spoke English to us. How many birds do you have?
I'm angry.
Calm down now.
I'm angry.
Be calming down. How many birds do you have? I said none. Yeah, Prad says you're breaking his life. I said none. My mom said, so tough more, tell them the truth. I said, none. No, sir, I don't have any birds.
God.
It took me a while to even understand what it meant by bird, right? But because my mom prayed all those kind of prayers, so I knew.
Okay.
So I said none. He asked me again that this was going to be the last time he was going to ask me gently. I said, no, sir, I don't have any bird. The next thing I knew, he landed a slap right across my cheek. Do you know what baby girl said? I said, I have 2 birds. 2. I have 2. That's what I said. It was so painful. I didn't cry, but till we got home, I was holding my cheeks this way.
Nightmares.
I was only having nightmares. And my mom took me to some guy. It was our children pastor, all right. But it was just a guy, right? Because if he knew God that much, would he have slapped me? So after I confessed that I had 2 birds, it felt accomplished, yeah?
Yeah.
It felt like I had done something.
And then he would continue in this particular behavior with other children.
Thinking that method works. So I don't know how many more children he did that to, how many more parents took their kids to him, to help them to confess that, to their witchcraft. But, that was what he thought he did. I think I met his wife last week. I was just looking at her. Everybody's gone now, and I was just looking at her, remembering all the bullshit that I went through as a child in that church, right? So I'm not a fan of, going to kneel down in front of one pastor to pray for you. I'm not a fan. I don't believe in it. I believe that, you can kneel down, go on your knees, ask God for forgiveness of your sins. If you've sinned, ask God to do this for you if you want anything from him, right? I'm a believer of sitting with God and saying, God, I can't pray. God, I don't have the strength. I'm tired mentally.
I'm angry with you.
God, I'm mad. I'm angry. I'm a believer of that. You know what? God always comes through. God is your maker. I don't think that God is holding a sledgehammer ready to, break someone's head for doing something wrong.
And then he's going to use someone else as the channel to do that.
No, that's not the kind of God that you serve, right? I've come to believe that for myself. Over time, my parents taught me, right, that, you have to know God for yourself. And they kind of, soft pedaled in the way they were trying to instill Christianity into us. They, kind of left us alone to go and know God. Because they realized that we were pretending so much. I was. Right? I think that it took me to get, I think it was when I was in NYC, when I was doing my NYC, that was when I really, really got down to knowing God for myself. So it's important for each and every one of us to know, I'm not going to go all church girl on you, but bear with me. It's important for each of us to know God for ourselves.
Yeah.
Get on your knees, pray to him. They're supposed to guide you. They're not supposed to force beliefs down your truth. Right? So if you see anybody trying to make you, because you are going to go to hellfire, because, something's going to happen to you. I mean, this is how they speak with someone's test. It's a lie, bro. I mean, there are rules in the Bible, and when you read the Bible, you will find for yourself
and
that
there are even principles.
There are principles.
Like
to
if you
life.
jump down from a 3-story building,
you're going to break your bones
if you don't die.
My dad used to say something. Forget the fact that you are a Christian. There are principles
that
life.
guide life.
If you do this, you get this. If you don't do this, you don't get it.
That's it.
Right? So when people used to ask my dad about, why is it this person that is not a Christian is getting this, my dad would say, have you done this? This person has done this. Forget the fact that they are not coming to church and they are getting this. Or you don't even know the sacrifices that this person has made. Because there are rules, principles to life.
Okay, I'm going to give one of those principles. I think
it's not in the hand of pastor.
No.
It's not in the hand of the tithe. It's not by the tithe that you give to your pastor.
Hey,
it's not. By,
do you really want to go
I want to go there, right? It's not. I believe in paying my tithe. I pay my tithe, and sometimes I default. God knows. God sees my heart. But I strongly believe in paying my tithe, right? But it's not by that. You're not doing it so that God can bless you. It's not trade by barter. I've always tried to explain that to people, but the topic of tithing is kind of dicey, right?
Let's leave it.
Okay, but that's just what I'm going to say about it. So there's some things that they're cast in stone, right? Like we always say, some things are not cast in stone, but some things in life are cast in stone. If you don't do this, you don't get this. It's not about you going to Shiloh. See, I'm gonna go to Shiloh. My husband gonna find me. I'm not going to any Shiloh. Let me just tell you people. Right?
We're praying for you.
Amen.
We are praying for you.
Amen.
So it's basically the law of sowing and reaping. So if you sow maize, you reap a cob or cobs of maize. If you oh my God, should we go into this preaching? There are seasons in life, the dry season, rainy season, a time to plant, man.
So my mom, whenever I used to be confused about, how things are going for me, or maybe when I expect something to happen, it hasn't happened, my mom would first ask, are you doing this and that? I said, yes, I'm doing it. Okay, I can see you are doing it. So let me now tell you, there are seasons. And for someone that is a child of God, you are a child of God, you have a relationship with God, speak to him. God, what do you want for me in this season? And God, this is what is happening. I do not like it. What are your plans for me? Review your plans for me to me, not to one pastor. God will always speak to you.
People,
have a listening ear. Sometimes it's a small, still voice. Sometimes it's hula baloo. Sometimes it's a lot of shouting, right?
Sometimes
and you will be able to
pick.
pick. You'll be able to pick the message, no matter how the message is coming. You'll be able to pick it when you are in tune with God. Mm-hmm. I'm not trying to be a church girl, but that's just it, right?
You're a church girl. Let's just put it out there. Forget all of this. So where absolute control is ceded to one person, and there is more to guiding you than you can see. There is fear. There is sexual abuse. You know that it's time to leave. Like we always say, find your exit strategy.
Peace.
Yeah, that's what you need now.
Whenever something becomes abusive, you will know. It might be at work, it might be in church, it might be at home, it might be in a relationship, in a friendship. You will know when it becomes abusive because you will be sensitive to it. Like your people say, you'll be uncomfortable, right? And you test it with your principles, test it with your boundaries. It's unfortunate. Some of us don't have boundaries. I didn't used to have any, but now I do. And you would begin to see where someone has encroached or where abuse has entered that relationship or that situation. Okay. And you know it's time to leave. You might not leave immediately. Plan your exit strategy. Yeah. Right? Sometimes you communicate to the other party, I'm being abused. I think I said it recently to someone that did not even expect me to. I said, I feel abused. I said, I feel abused. And I just wanted you to know that. I said it to the other party, right? You can always communicate this to the other party. And if you feel like they're not the type that you can communicate to, plan your exit strategy. Yeah. Because you cannot continue to exist in an abusive relationship. Toxicity is not good in any way. It only harms you. The other party, they don't know that anything is happening. They're just living their best life. Mm-hmm. So that's the long and short of, all these topics that we've had on abuse in different types of relationships. Yeah. Right? Yeah. Do you have any last words?
We've talked about other people are the abusers. Mm-hmm. Other people are the toxic ones. Let's come to the realization that sometimes you are the abuser, you are the toxic person, and when people who are in relationships with you communicate this thing, take a step back. And why are you dancing?
Because
take a step back.
Most people don't like that. They'll be like, no, it can never be me. I mean, I used to be that person. I'm a better human being now. Praise the Lord Jesus. Praise Jesus. Right? Let me, I feel like I should talk about it. Because let me tell you how to deal with it. If you are the abuser. I've been the abuser in a romantic relationship. And later when it morphed into friendship, thank God. Because some people don't make it there. But when it morphed into friendship, I told the person that, you know what? I know that I was abusive when we were together. And I'm sorry. Yeah. I think that you should always own up to when you've fucked up. When you screw up, Sha.
So that's just basically it. Come to a realization that sometimes you are the bad guy. And you can't be the bad guy. And even though, we talk about exit strategy and all of that.
You cannot leave yourself. Forgive yourself.
Yeah. There's a place of that. And it's the truth that, perfection doesn't exist.
I'm perfect.
Perfection does not exist.
Okay.
So, like we always say, there are things that, they are clear-cut. You can't take this. But sometimes is that you communicate, this thing didn't look so great and all of that, and then it's all well and dandy. But some other abuses out of the road. Please, find your way out.
Yeah. So, on that note, we're going to wish you a Merry Christmas because you're not going to see us.
We want to wish you a Merry Christmas. We want to wish you a Merry Christmas. We want to wish you a Merry Christmas and a Happy New Year.
Okay. That's goofy IBK. I'm so shocked it came
out. Shut up.
Alright, sorry. I'm so sorry. Okay. So, we've come to the end of today's vlog. It was heartfelt. Yeah, so she's not going to be with us in the next season. She might just make a cameo appearance, but our in-house mental health therapist is signing out.
So coming down.
Say
Now let me
nice.
sign out. Finish.
I
Before
cannot
you
be
tell them.
saying something nice for our viewers.
Let's I don't know what to say. Truly. I really don't know what to say, but thank you for, viewing all this work that we've done and encouraging us with your likes and all of that,
And views.
Yes, and views.
We want more of that.
Yes, please do share to other people.
Please watch, like, subscribe, share. We love you, and we are thankful for this little community that we have, and we hope that it continues to grow.
Yeah.
I promise we're not going to leave you hanging like we did this couple of weeks. We're so sorry. IBK, sign out. Love.